Trump announces third bid for White House.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States. So many incredible friends and family here tonight. It's such a beautiful thing. Some people say, how do you speak before so many people all the time? When there's love in the room, it's really easy, if you want to know the truth. It really is. You ought to try it sometime. Together we will be taking on the most corrupt forces and entrenched interests imaginable. Our country is in a horrible state. We're in grave trouble. This is not a task for a politician or a conventional candidate. This is a task for a great movement that embodies the courage, confidence, and the spirit of the American people. This is a movement. This is not for any one individual. This is a job for tens of millions of proud people working together from all across the land and from all walks of life, young and old, black and white, Hispanic and Asian, many of whom we have brought together for the very, very first time. If you look at the numbers, if you look at what's happened with Hispanic, with African American, with Asian, and just look at what's happening. This is a party that has become much bigger, much stronger, much more powerful, can do much more good for our country.
I have to admit, on a personal note, I was kind of surprised with the additional play out we saw from that today. Obviously, paying attention to the midterm elections, it's safe to say that it was a lackluster performance for the Republicans. So kind of an interesting timing, and whatever. Eventually, if you're going to run, you have to announce that you're running. But what I found interesting is what quickly followed. And if you were listening to the prelude of today's show, you know that I said some of his besties stabbed him in the back. Pence says, I think we'll have better choices than Trump in 2024. Bestie, boom, knife in the back. We need more seriousness, less noise, and leaders who are looking forward, not staring in the rearview mirror claiming victimhood. And then he went on, obviously feel free to dive into this more. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, dude, your bestie stabbed you in the back, but he wasn't the only one. It was a tough day to be, I guess, Trump, because he had two more besties who stabbed him in the back. So you have right here, Griffin to three-time loser Trump. Step aside for DeSantis. Citadel's billionaire founder Ken Griffin called Donald Trump a three-time loser and said that he hoped the former president would see the writing on the wall and not run for the White House again, making way for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. I'd like to think the Republican Party is ready to move on from somebody who has been for this party a three-time loser, citing Trump's 2020 defeat, the loss of Georgia's Senate seats in 2021, and this year's midterms. DeSantis, who Griffin has financially backed, is going to run on a record of just unbelievable accomplishment. This is his second bestie who stabbed him in the back, because in the last election, Griffin gave him a lot of money for his campaign, the last presidential run. But with this one, I want to add a little bit of an asterisk here, a little bit of a caveat, because this guy, Ken Griffin, owner and operator of Citadel Securities, very well known, very powerful in the world of Wall Street, just moved his business from Chicago to Miami. And whether he actually likes DeSantis, dislikes him, likes Trump, dislikes Trump, to me, this seems like a business play, because he just moved his entire multi-billion-dollar business to a state, and that is the current governor of said state, DeSantis. So obviously he's just saying, well, I should probably be nice to this guy because he'll make my life hell if I'm not. It would be really awkward to move your entire business to Florida and then say, no, I don't like this guy, I prefer Trump. So like I said, he might like him, he might not like him, but I would bet an extraordinary amount of money that this is exclusively a business play. So that's number two of the besties that stabbed him in the back. Number three is another very, very rich individual. Trump ally, billionaire GOP mega donor, not like a megalodon, but kind of, sort of. Ronald Lauder won't back Trump's 2024 run for president. Now, the other two, were they actually his besties? No, Pence was picked for certain reasons. Ken Griffin's doing it for business. This guy was actually his friend. He is the heir to the Estee Lauder fortune, known Trump since college, and the two have been close for years. This was actually a friend who legit stabbed him in the back. Though his spokesperson did not say who Lauder would support in 2024, Florida campaign finance records show the billionaire businessman donated $10,000 last year to a political action committee supporting the Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' successful re-election campaign. So Trump's, announcement the day after, there's some dark clouds around it. And I want to talk about this at the end of the show. Feel free to comment it now. Maybe you want to comment it under the actual show opposed to the live comments. But with this, if you identify as Republican, and I'm not telling you should or you shouldn't be, but if you are Republican, out of my own morbid curiosity, who do you like more? Who would you prefer as president? Trump or DeSantis? If those were your two options, who would you vote for? And we could circle back to that later on or just comment it now. But kind of an interesting fracturing in the world of the Republicans or the GOP as of now.